Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to Gran Turismo World Series in Gran Turismo 7. Of course, this is round 2 of the Manufacturers Series, so I really hope you enjoy this one. Stick around to the end because I have two races for you today, both a little bit different from each other. Starting P2 of course for this one. It was an okay lap, not my personal best, but good enough for P2, so I'll take it. So we did go with Toyota for this series, this manufacturer series of course, and I am kind of regretting my decision. Toyota was not the best at round 1. We did get an okay result with the GT500, the old Super from 1997. And here of course in Group 4 we are going with the Supra. The Group 4 Supra, not the best car, especially around this track. It does have really good top end, but everywhere else it kind of lacks power. So we're going to see what we can do, rocking the Monster Energy livery of course, our unofficial sponsor. Let's see what we can do. Getting ready to start this race behind the Frenchman here and in front of a Frenchman, so we are the French sandwich. But just as we're ready to get rolling here for the start of the race, now would be a great time to hit that like button if you are enjoying the content, and of course subscribe so that you never miss a video. Let's get this race going. Pretty good start in the Super. It does have a little bit of acceleration on the four-wheel drives, but of course the four-wheel drives are going to dominate this particular track and any other track in Gran Turismo. The four-wheel drives of course are the overpowered car, so we're going to see what we can do in the Supra. As Regato there going very wide, I'm going to give him a little bit of a bump draft. We're going to try and work together so we can pull a bit of a gap. As you're going to see here, the Supra does have the top end on this Mitsubishi Lancer, so we do manage to close the gap, but this Lancer does have better acceleration and better brakes apparently, so we're not able to make the move as we go round the final corner to complete one whole lap without getting murdered. So I would say that is mission accomplished. However, into the first corner we go very wide. We have to get on the brakes there a little bit, giving this GTR a opportunity to go up the inside, but he just loses the back end and goes swiping into us. We had nowhere to go, we couldn't avoid it, and we are off into the grass realm for the first time today. Make sure we join the track cleanly, we've got no one else behind us, and let's go. So our first priority now is to catch up with P5, 4, and we're going to advance now a little bit further into the race, into the end of lap 3, and we've already caught back up with 4, so making good progress as we are fully in the slipstream here. We're not close enough to go for the move. He does go very defensive, so it's okay. We're going to try and get the switch back here, get the better exit, try and draw alongside. It's not going to work, so we're going to pull back into slipstream, just give him a little bit of a bump here, but it's not going to be enough because we do have the top end. So we're going to fire it up the inside on turn 1, make the move stick. He's going to come flying back at us here in the braking zone, very close to our rear bumper there, but he's going to pull off in these S sections, so for now that is a very solid P5. So our next objective is the Simon in the Jaguar who is currently occupying P4. Now that is a P4 I would very much like to have. So we're going to try, and we can see actually up front there they are battling side by side, as there's no route given and Stevie gets sent to the barrier. So we're going to fast forward a little bit here to the end of the straight, see if we can catch up with that Jaguar. Of course that Jaguar does have a lot of top end speed, so we're going to fast forward all the way to turn 1, see if we can get, we are closing up quite a lot. So just see here, he does make a bit of a mistake, and that is all the opportunity we need to shoot on past. So there wasn't really much else that happened in this race. There is a 5-second gap to the Finnish driver in P2. We're going to fast forward all the way to lap 10, where that has gone up to a 9-second penalty, or a 9-second gap, sorry. And we're still in P3. We're going to come in for our pit stop this lap, and we don't get a penalty. Get it slowed down maybe a bit too much, but I was very cautious of getting a 3-second penalty. Of course that would ruin my race. So currently sitting in P3, everyone's going to come into the pits, or at least most people are going to come into the pits. Top 5 into the pits at the minute. And as we come out of the pits, we're looking to see if anyone's pick up any penalties. And as we leave the pit lane, no one has a penalty that I can see, and all the gaps are pretty much the same. So we are going to fast forward once again to the last corner of the last lap, and as you can see I did bring down the gap to about 4 seconds. It was about 9 seconds when we left the pit lane, so that's pretty good pace. I think we probably could have caught him if we had a little bit more time, but it is what it is. A P3, not the best result, not the worst result, especially after we got taken out by the GTR there in 11th place. So quite a good comeback, but we're going to move on to race number 2. So here we are then in race number 2. We are starting in P3 this time, and in a different car. So we're going with the 86, the GR86. I haven't actually seen it in any other of these races, so we're gonna give it a test, see what it can do. I think it has a little bit more handling than the Supra. Maybe not so much top speed, but a little bit more handling is certainly going to be welcome on this track. So away we go. Behind a WRX and a Nissan GTR. We'll see what we can do here. Of course, the first lap we're just trying not to kill anybody, not to die ourselves. Make it nice and clean. Now this was a very different race. There wasn't a lot of action. I didn't get taken out, so you can sit easy. We're just trying to hold on to the back of this duo up ahead. As you can see, the Jaguar behind, already a 1.5 second gap, so we don't have to look behind. We only have to concentrate on what's going on up ahead, and hopefully we can profit from any mistakes. But that is lap 1. We are going to fast forward now a little bit until lap 5, coming around the last corner, and this is pretty much the only action. As you can see there, P2 just binning it on the last corner. Feels bad, but that is us up into P2. We have a 5 second gap to P1. We can we'll see if we can knock that down in the next couple of laps. Of course, we're already about halfway, on lap 6 now already. Not a lot of action in this one. And we fast forward now to lap 9, where I did actually pick up a 1 second penalty. Now unfortunately for us, the Jaguar behind did manage to stick onto our coattails just about, and he is actually going to profit very nicely from that penalty. So that is us back down to P3 as we come in for our pit stop here, and we just go over that yellow line and the Jaguar in front completely cut in the corner there. I think he's going to get a bigger penalty than us. I know that we're going to get a 3 second penalty for cutting or for going over that yellow line, but I do believe the Jaguar will pick up a bigger penalty because he cut the corner as well, possibly. So we'll see where we come out here. Goes very slow going down this pit lane. We're going to come out in around 9th position with that penalty, of course, so we probably will lose a position more. Let's just try and keep it nice and clean and tidy through here. See if we can bring that gap back up. The guy in P11 has a 3 second penalty as well for definite, possibly a little bit more, so we're not going to lose more than this one position. So coming up to serve our 3 second life sentence, we are going to get overtaken by the BMW. So that gap wasn't quite enough, but we do have a 4 second gap to the Russian behind. So we should be able to take a nice racing line through here. And as we fast forward now to the end of lap 11, you just see the difference in speed there from the BMW. He's probably fuel saving, if I'm honest. He did seem very slow during the straights. As you see, the top 2 there coming in for their pit stop, so that's another 2 positions for us. So we should be back up into P2. We come around the final corner here, and that is P2 confirmed. So we're going to fast forward again now to the last corner of the last lap, and that is pretty much how it stayed for the rest of the race. The leader there having a 22 second gap. Of course, I wasn't really pushing. There wasn't really too much to gain from pushing. So we just come home in a comfortable P2. Pretty good race, not a bad result considering it's not a car that's used that much, so we'll take it. But that's going to do it for me. A very big thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
You